The idea behind structure is that when you were in your last job, you had a very clear idea what you were going to be doing on Monday. You knew what time you had to be at the job. You knew what time the job was going to be finished. Depending on who you were working with, you knew where you had to be on Monday, what had to be done on Tuesday, where you'd be on Thursday, what you have to do on Friday, etc., and what time you would finish on Friday. There was a very clear structure. Now that you're in this job transition process, doing probably the toughest job you've ever done in your life, one of the things that job seekers really do miss, and it hits them almost immediately, is the lack of structure in their day and in their week. Would that make sense to you? If we can get to a situation where we can find ways to help you to put structure into your day so that you know what you're going to be doing, today is Wednesday. So if you know what you're going to be doing on Friday morning, if you know what you're going to be doing next Monday, next Tuesday, next Wednesday, it's going to make those days shorter for you. Because if you don't know what you're going to be doing tomorrow, it's going to be a long day. And if you don't have a plan for what you're going to be doing tomorrow, it's going to be a long day. So the idea is to find ways to put structure into your day and into your week. Right. Now, how do you put structure into your day and into your week? One of the things, I'll ask you a question on this. What would you say, would you buy into the concept that you need to put structure in your day? Yeah? What would you say is the most important thing for you to structure during this job transition process? Okay, your time. Anything else? Plan out, okay. Tasks, yeah. Anything else you think is important to structure? Setting goals, all right. Okay. Sleep. Absolutely. And the people are not good at that in this job transition process. And in the sense, that's, what did you say? Food. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So sleep and food are actually two of the things I can reference to in this that are really important for you to structure. Let's just take a little analogy for a second. How many of you have got kids, grandkids, nieces or nephews that have got little battery-operated toys or cars? A few of you, all right. So if that battery-operated toy, the little car or helicopter or something like that, is the battery is running 24/7, what happens after a couple of days? It dies. How do you know the battery is dying? Slows down, sluggish, yeah, getting sleepy kind of thing. And that happens if the battery is running 24/7. Now, how many of you in this job transition process are actually thinking about the job and the job search and what it's doing to you 24/7? So here's what happens, is that if you're running something 24/7 and you're running yourself 24/7, the battery runs down, right? And believe it or not, the first and most important thing that you should structure during this job transition process is time to recharge your batteries. And by that I mean that you actually put into your calendar that tomorrow, Thursday, you are going to do something that will make you feel better. Friday, you're going to put something into your calendar that you will do something that will make you feel better. Right. Does anyone here have any examples of things that they do to effectively recharge their batteries? Oil painting. Very good. All right, okay. Collecting. Good stuff, yeah. Anyone else? What's it? Volunteering, okay. Anyone this back of the room? Anything you do specifically to recharge yourself? Music, okay, right. Swimming? No, here's the thing. All right, so you do oil painting. So how do you feel after when you're doing the oil painting?
Completely in the painting.
Yeah. Okay. And when you're finished with the oil painting, just when you finish that, how do you feel?
Exhilarated if it looks good.
Exhilarated if it looks good. It'll look. Gerald, you mentioned swimming, yeah? So it makes you feel good, yeah? Who else mentioned other examples that they do to recharge the batteries? You'd volunteering, was it? Yeah. All right, we'll talk about that again in a few minutes' time. But how do you feel after you've done the volunteering?
A sense of helping out, so you feel good about yourself.
Right, a sense of helping out and feeling good about yourself. And here's the thing. You don't get enough opportunities right now to feel good about yourself. You don't get enough opportunities right now to recharge your batteries. But you've got to work on recharging your batteries. Because what happens is that when you walk in, how many people have an interview in the next 4 weeks out of curiosity? You walk into that interview, the interviewer is going to know whether or not you're feeling good about yourself. Do you accept that? Yeah, all right. They will see it straight away whether or not you feel good about yourself. And if you have just been frustrated for the last 2 months, 3 months, 7 months, whatever it is, and you've been doing nothing to improve yourself, to be able to walk into that interview 12 foot tall and bulletproof, the interviewer is going to see it. And in this job transition process, you're doing a sales job. You're selling the best and most important product you've ever sold in their life, which is yourself. But you've got to make sure that you actually package that product well. And one of the ways to make sure you package that product well is find ways to recharge your batteries. And what I would suggest to you with the oil painting, for instance, sorry, your name is? Leo, okay, all right. If you decide you're going to do oil painting, my idea and structure is that you actually put into your calendar when you're going to do it, all right? So with your volunteering, you obviously would have a good idea when you're going to do it, but it's in your calendar. If you're going for a swim, for instance, put it into your calendar when you're going to do it and where you'll do it and when it's going to finish. If you go for a walk, which is probably the least expensive way you can recharge your batteries, put it into your calendar that at 8:30 on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to spend 1 hour recharging my batteries. And I promise you, if you put it into your calendar, you do it at 8:30 and you finish at 9:30 as you said you would do, you're going to feel better about yourself. It's a simple little thing that can make a difference to you, all right? So that's the first thing you should structure in this job transition process is time to recharge your batteries. Because if you don't feel good and look good when you're seeing someone who wants to interview you, you're not going to do yourself as good a job as if you've recharged your batteries. All right? So my challenge to you on this structure point is think about what you can do to recharge your batteries. Then think about what you're going to do to recharge your batteries and do it. And you will feel better about yourself. And when you feel better about yourself, you feel you can chief cab the world, do it and make it happen. And it'll make this job transition process, which is a help for you, better and easier. Okay? So that's the first point. S is for structure. Now, as we're going through the rest of this, I'll give you other ways to help you to fill your day to make it a comprehensive and a day that you want to kind of get out of bed and make happen. So the next building block is what? Help, okay? The basic idea behind help is that if you reach out and help someone else who's going through tough times, you're going to hear 2 of the most motivational words in the English language, which are thank you. Okay. How often do you hear thank you right now? The more you can hear those 2 words, thank you, the more you're going to feel better about yourself. And job transition is a mind game. Job search is a mind game. What you've got to do is you've got to work on yourself so you can walk into that interview 12 foot tall and bulletproof. And there's simple little tricks and tips that will help you to be able to walk into that interview 12 foot tall and bulletproof. First one is work and putting structure. Second one is H is for help. And the basic idea behind help is that when you reach out and help someone else, you're going to feel better about yourself. And then when you reach out and help someone else, you're going to feel even better again. And each of you here are going through your own private little hell right now. But you also know other people who are going through hell. And if you were just to pick up the phone, give someone a hug, give them a few words of support or something like that and say, hey, is there something I can do to help you? You're going to help that person. That person effectively is going to help you and you will get a payback on it. And everyone here goes through difficult times.